Track 11.
1.
Luis, you're 29
Right.
and you're a student.
Well, I work as an archaeologist, but yeah, I'm also a student, I guess.
Right. What kind of archaeology do you do?
I do a lot of work in the rainforest in the central Amazon.
But right now you're doing a degree, aren't you?
Yes, I'm doing a doctorate in archaeology.
Oh.
Actually, I'm writing a thesis on my work in the Amazon.
And when do you finish?
I've got just one more year to go, I hope.
And will you stop then?
Stop studying?
Yes.
Well, I think an archaeologist is always studying, so no, I'll never stop. It's a way of life for me.
2.
Pierre, you didn't like school much. Why was that?
Well, I didn't like a lot of subjects at school, like maths and science. I just wasn't very good at them, and I hated doing exams and tests and so on.
But you were interested in art.
Yes, I've always enjoyed art.
So you left school when you were...
I left school when I was 18.
Ah.
I passed my exams, just, and then I got a job. Then, about 20 years later, I decided I wanted to do a degree in art. So I applied to some colleges and I got into the School of Art and Design in Limoges.
Oh, and how is it?
It's a great experience, completely different from school.
How exactly?
Well, I'm studying something I really want to study, you know?
Right.
And I'm a lot older and more confident, so it's easier to ask questions, talk to the teachers, things like that.
3.
Margaret, you're a student at the University of the Third Age?
Yes, we call it the U3A.
U3A. And what is that exactly?
Well, the third age means it's for people over 50. Anyone over 50 can join. We have meetings and talks in members' homes, and we don't do exams or get degrees. So, you see, it's not a typical university.
And why did you join?
Well, I retired 3 years ago. I had a lot of free time and nothing to do. It wasn't a very happy time, to be honest. Then I read something about the U3A and went to a talk, and it was great.
What kind of courses have you done?
Oh, there are so many interesting things. I've done courses in music, local history, and Spanish. I choose things I haven't studied before.
And what's next?
Well, I've never been very good with computers. So, last week I signed up for an IT skills course.
Unit 10, Keeping Fit, page 38. 2. Let's listen. People are talking about New Year's resolutions. What is each person going to do? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
What's your New Year's resolution, Lee?
I'm really going to get in shape this year. I'm going to exercise every day and lose 5 kilos. You watch.
2.
Have you made any New Year's resolutions?
Sure. I'm going to give up smoking.
Why don't you enroll in a program that helps people stop smoking?
That sounds like a great idea.
3.
I need to get more exercise.
You should do more walking. Maybe you could walk to the subway every day instead of taking the bus.
Yeah, I think I will.
And why not take up jogging?
Let's not push it. I can't stand jogging.
4.
What are you going to do for the new year?
Well, everyone tells me I look too thin. I need to put on a couple of kilos.
Why don't you join a gym and lift weights?
No time. I think I'll go back and live with my mom. She's the greatest cook.
5.
So what are your New Year's resolutions?
Well, I'm going to change my diet and start eating healthier food.
Really?
Yep. I'm going to start eating less meat and more vegetables.
6.
I'm getting a little fat in the stomach.
Yeah, I noticed.
Hey, come on. Anyway, I'm going to do something about it.
Are you taking up jogging?
No, but I'm going to start doing sit-ups every morning starting January 1st. Just like this. Watch. 1, 2.
1.
Are you going to take the bus downtown, or are you going to take your bike?
I think there's too much traffic on the road today to go by bike. It's not safe to ride in traffic.
I guess there's so much traffic because of the big football game. Well, look, I'm driving downtown. Can I give you a ride?
Hey, thanks.
So, do you use your bike very often?
Not during the week, but I ride it pretty often on the weekend.
2.
How are you going to get downtown? Are you going to drive?
I don't think so. I just heard the traffic report on the radio. It seems there is a traffic jam on the freeway. They said a couple of buses have broken down.
I guess it'll be quicker to take the subway.
Absolutely.
3.
Gosh, I wonder how much longer we'll have to wait for a bus. We've waited half an hour already. Do you think we should go back and get the car?
Oh, no. I hate driving at night.
Let's take a taxi. I don't want to be late for the movie.
Good idea. I'll call for one on my cell phone. They usually come pretty quickly.
4.
How are you going to get home from the restaurant on Sunday, Harry?
Oh, I can just take a bus or a taxi. There are usually plenty of taxis around that area at night.
Yes, but not on a Sunday night. You might wait for a long time. Why don't you ask Kevin to drive you home? He's having dinner with us and he lives near you.
That's right. I'll ask him.
5.
What's the traffic like downtown today?
It's pretty bad. One of the traffic lights is broken, so all the traffic is backing up.
Oh, how should I get to my doctor's appointment? Drive? Take a taxi?
A taxi won't be any faster than driving.
Well then, I'll probably take the subway to the station and then walk from there.
Yeah, today I think that's the fastest way.
6.
How do you plan to get to your friend's house? Do you need a ride?
How's the weather?
It's really nice out.
Oh, thanks anyway, but I'll ride my bike. I was going to take the bus, but I need to get some exercise.
All right, but be careful of the traffic.
Unit 22. Traffic. Page 86. 2. Let's listen. People are making announcements about traffic conditions. Listen and number the pictures. 1.
There's been an accident on northbound Route 101. A truck is overturned and traffic is very congested. So keep away from 101 North until further notice.
2.
Traffic is moving smoothly today on the Kennedy Bridge. Traffic is unusually light. There are very few cars on the bridge at this time.
3.
The New Harbor Bridge is very busy today. Traffic is moving very slowly across the bridge. It's bumper to bumper, so avoid the bridge if you can.
4.
There has been a traffic accident on Watergate Drive. It looks like 2 cars had a head-on collision. There are also a couple of ambulances there, so keep away from Watergate Drive.
5.
Highway 25 is closed for repairs today, so better stay away from there. No traffic will be allowed on Highway 25 all day.
6.
Don't forget, it's the annual marathon today. Right now, there are hundreds of runners on the road. Pine Street and all the streets from Pine through Oak are closed until 2 p.m.
1.
I went to the summer sale at the department store the other day. There were hundreds of people there. People were lined up in front of the main door before it opened. As soon as the doors opened, everyone rushed in. There were some great bargains there, but it was impossible to find what I wanted because of the crowds. I really wanted to buy a few things, but after a while I got fed up and left without buying anything. Big crowds drive me crazy. Next time, I won't go shopping during a big sale.
2.
I bought lots of cheap clothes when I was on vacation last summer. Things were about half the price of the same things here. The clothes looked well made, so I spent a lot of money. But I've had problems with almost everything I bought. Some things fell apart, some shrank as soon as I washed them, and the colors have faded on the rest. Next time, I'll save my money and wait for the sales at home.
3.
I needed a new camera last month, so I bought one from a store in the mall. I paid $148 for it, and it's a really good camera. It takes beautiful pictures. A few days ago, though, I found exactly the same camera in a store downtown for only $95. I was really annoyed, but I guess there's nothing much I can do about it. Next time I will spend more time comparing prices before I buy something.
4.
Some friends and I were on vacation in China last summer. I went shopping one day and got some really fabulous things. I got nice running shoes and tennis clothes. I thought the prices were reasonable, and I hate bargaining, so I just paid the price they asked. The next day, one of my friends went back to the same store and decided to bargain. She got things for much cheaper prices than I paid. Next time I go traveling, I'll be sure to bargain when I buy something.
1.
I used to lift weights, but I didn't really enjoy it. So that's when I started swimming. Now I do it about twice a week. It's much more fun. I go to a nice pool near my office. It's never too crowded, which is great. There are friendly people who go there, so it's a good place to meet people.
2.
I go out every morning. It's a great way to start the day. It's more interesting than exercising at home like I used to. That was really boring. I go to a beach near my house. It's lovely in the early morning. There's hardly anyone there, and you can listen to the ocean as you do it.
3.
I used to play both tennis and volleyball, but I play mainly volleyball now. I think it's a lot more fun. I thought tennis was very tiring. It was also difficult to find a partner, and the courts were always crowded too. With volleyball, I have no trouble finding somewhere to play.
4.
I used to take long walks every day, but it got boring. I wanted something more exciting, so that's when I took up rollerblading. It's really fun, but it's not as easy as it looks. It took me a long time to learn how to do it. I fell a lot at the beginning. The great thing is you can do it almost anywhere. My friends think I'm kind of strange because none of them do it, but I love it.
5.
I finally bought myself a bicycle. It's a great way to keep fit. I think it's better than going to a health club. It took me a long time to learn to ride it in traffic. I nearly fell off a couple of times. I don't often go on busy streets because that can be dangerous, but there are plenty of places where I can ride near where I live. I use it to get to work sometimes, but only if the weather is nice.
6.
I used to go to aerobics class, but I found it pretty silly, all that jumping around. So that's when I decided to take golf lessons. They can be pretty expensive because you have to buy all your equipment and club fees are high. People think it's very easy, but it's not. It's also good exercise because you have to walk a lot.
1.
These microwave ovens are very popular. You won't find them in other stores because they're made especially for us. We import them from our factory in Mexico. They're very well made and come with a 3-year guarantee. Your receipt is your guarantee. one great thing is they only weigh 10 kilos, so you can easily pick one up if you want to move it or clean it. They also have a really special feature you don't find in other microwaves. They display popular recipes on this little screen in front. It has recipes for over 500 easy dishes.
2.
This jacket is very strong. It's made of nylon, so it's very easy to take care of. It comes in 6 different colors. You don't need to dry clean it. You can just throw it in the washing machine, then hang it up to dry. And let me show you something really special about it. It's reversible. It turns inside out so you can wear it either way. See? The color inside is different from the color outside. Isn't that great? So you really have 2 jackets for the price of 1.
3.
These new flat-screen TVs are very popular nowadays. They're not from the United States. They're made in South Korea. They're quite light, so you can pick them up and move them around if you want to. And the special thing about these TVs is that you can also hang them on the wall. Now that's something you can't do with any other kind of TV. They come in 3 different sizes. They're more expensive than a regular TV, but they're very convenient, and they look great in your house or apartment.
4.
These new watches are very popular with teenagers. They're modern and made entirely of plastic, so they're very light. Each watch comes with 6 different bands, so you can change the band to match your clothes. Another thing is they're very strong. They're also waterproof. But what's really special is that this is not only a watch. You can use it to send and receive email messages.
A.
She lives next door, and she's always been really important in my life. When we were little and my mum was working, she used to look after us. She'd tell us stories about her childhood. It was like listening to fairy stories. Life was so different when she was a child. In her kitchen, she used to keep a special dish with sweets for us, and she was always baking cakes and pies. Now she doesn't bake so much. She started eating more healthily in her old age, salads and vegetables and things. It's funny how she's changed. She also goes to this special gym class for old people. It's amazing. I don't see her so often now, but she's always the same person, however much her lifestyle changes.
B. He's 4 years older than me, and that seemed like a huge amount when we were children. When we were at the same school, we never talked to each other during school hours. But now we're older, it's a lot better. Although I'll always be the little one, and that's annoying sometimes. He's taken me to rock concerts that I wouldn't have gone to otherwise, and when he was at uni, I went to stay with him sometimes. That was really cool. It was great to see what real student life was like when I was still at school. Now that he's working, he's really busy, but we still hang out sometimes. We go to football matches together because we both support our home team. It's always good to see him. C.
We've known each other since we were 5, and we've always got on really well. Well, apart from that time when we fell out because we both liked the same boy, but he went off with Heather Jenkins, so we made friends again quite quickly. We both liked the same kind of music and going dancing at the weekend, and when we were younger, we went out on our bikes together. At school, we're good at different things. I'm good at languages, and Laura's good at maths. That's good, though. It means that we can help each other with our homework. Next year, I'm probably going to study in London, and she's going to Manchester, but I'm sure our relationship won't change.
D.
His family moved in just a few houses down from us when I was about 10, and I still remember how excited I felt when I found out there was another boy on the street. I'd been the only boy, you see. The others were all girls. We were good friends from the beginning because we were into the same things, computers and football mostly. But we had quite a few of the same hobbies for a while. I remember making lots of models of aeroplanes one year. Another year we took up fishing. We had all the equipment and everything, and we'd spend ages down by the river. I never go fishing now. His family moved away a couple of years ago. We're still friends on Facebook, but we don't really have much contact.
E.
I can remember all the details of when we met. I was wearing a red dress and I just had my hair cut. I can even remember what music was playing the first time I saw him. I knew he was special from the beginning, and I was right. We've been together ever since. Well, it's only been 18 months, and some people say that isn't very long, but it seems like ages to me. We've got such similar personalities and so much in common. I'm sure we'll stay together forever.
This recording was brought to you by the British Council. To find others like it, visit www.britishcouncil.org/Learn English Teens.
1.
What do you take for a bad cold, Ted?
Oh, I have this great cold remedy. It always works. I chop up a bunch of garlic, put it in hot water, then drink it.
Gross. That sounds awful.
It is awful. I hated it when I was a kid, but my grandmother made me drink it every time I got a cold, and I always felt better a few hours later. It works for her, too. She's going to be 94 years old this summer.
Maybe I should try it.
2.
What do you think is the best thing to take for a cold?
I take that new cold medicine. You know, the one they advertise on TV.
I've seen that commercial. The one with the dancing pink pills, right?
That's the one. Well, anyway, I had this really bad cold a few months ago, and I was watching TV when the commercial came on. So I thought, you know, why not try it? It worked so well for me. Now it's the only thing I take.
It sounds pretty effective.
3.
Do you have a good cold remedy?
Oh, sure. Chicken soup.
No way. Does that really work?
Have some. I promise you'll feel better.
Who makes the soup? Your mom?
Actually, my mom's a doctor, so she doesn't believe that chicken soup really works. So I make it myself. I just go down to the supermarket and pick up a can. I got the idea from a story I read in the newspaper. It was all about this guy who ate chicken soup for every meal, and now he's over 100 years old.
I don't know. I never believe that stuff.
4.
What do you take for a bad cold, Jill?
Well, I don't like to take those cold medicines. They put me to sleep. I bought this last time I had a cold.
Whoa, what is that? It looks like the root of a plant.
It's called ginseng.
It looks kind of weird.
Yeah, but it really works. I live across the street from this woman from Korea, and she told me to try it. You should try it too.
Well, I'll think about it.
5.
What do you take for a cold, Helen?
Oh, orange juice. It's supposed to be good for you because it has a lot of vitamin C in it. I make a big pitcher of it and drink it all the time.
Interesting. Maybe I should try it.
You really should. I read about it on this website for health problems, you know, on the internet. It says that drinking a lot of orange juice can cure just about anything, even stuff like toothaches and sore muscles.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'll try it next time I have a cold.
6.
Do you have a good cold remedy?
Oh, sure. I usually make some hot tea with a little honey and lemon juice in it. I feel much better after that.
Yeah, but you probably take cold medicine too.
No, not at all. Those cold medicines make me feel really strange. I was complaining about it one day to this friend of mine who was an opera singer. She told me to try that tea. She said it's what all the famous singers drink when they have a cold.
Oh, yeah? Has your singing improved too?
Actually, I think it has. Listen.
La 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 la.
1. Patrick.
I woke up this morning with a really bad stomach ache. At first, I thought it was because I ate a really big dinner last night. I often have a stomach ache if I eat too much. Anyway, I took some medicine, but I don't think it's working because my stomach still feels funny. So I'm going to see the doctor tomorrow. Maybe she can give me something stronger. It's awful because if I'm sick, I can't go to my friend's concert tomorrow night.
2. Jenna.
I really hurt my arm playing tennis on Saturday. It's strange because I've been playing tennis for a long time and I've never had this problem before. I can hardly lift my arm at all. It's really sore. I've been taking aspirin for the pain and that helps a little, but if it isn't any better tomorrow, I'll go and see the sports doctor. It's annoying because we have the tennis championships this weekend. If it isn't better, I won't be able to play.
3. Kenneth.
I have a bad ear infection. It started after I went swimming last weekend. It's really painful, and I can hardly sleep at night. I often get ear infections in the summer. The doctor gave me some ear drops and some antibiotics, so it should get better in a few days. I hope my ears get better because I have to play in a band at a party next Saturday.
4. Alexis.
I came down with food poisoning 2 days ago. It was awful. I went out for dinner and ate fish. I don't think the fish was fresh because I got really sick in the middle of the night. Luckily, I had some medicine in the house because I had the same problem once before. I didn't go to the doctor. I just took the medicine and I feel better today. Unfortunately, I probably won't go to my best friend's birthday party tonight. I still don't feel 100% well. That's life, I guess.
Unit 8. Health Problems. Page 30. 2. Let's listen. People are describing how they feel. Listen and circle the problem. 1.
I feel terrible today. I ate too much last night and my stomach doesn't feel well at all.
You should take something for it.
2.
This pain in my head is terrible.
Let me get you some aspirin.
Thanks. That's just what I need.
3.
I'm not going to school today. I've got to see the dentist. My tooth is really bothering me.
Oh, that's too bad.
4.
I think I'll stay in bed today. I think I hurt myself carrying those bags on the weekend. My back is killing me.
Can I give you a massage? Maybe that will help.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. I'll try anything.
5.
How do you feel?
Sorry, I can't talk.
Let me get you some hot lemon tea. That should help.
Thanks.
6.
I need to go to the drugstore. I have a bad cold and my head is all stuffed up.
Oh, that's too bad. I hope you feel better soon.
1.
In my town, public transportation was never very good. You had to drive everywhere, so there was always traffic. The government wanted to make public transportation easier than driving cars. They bought some nice new buses, for example, and they added air conditioning to the ones we already had. They also began offering lower bus fares on the weekends, so more people would be encouraged to try the new buses. They raised taxi fares, too. I guess they figure that if taxis cost more, people might think about using buses more.
2.
Well, the problem was that thousands of people drove into the city center every day, and there weren't enough parking spaces. So the government wanted to make parking easier. But they didn't build more parking garages. Instead, they tried to keep cars out of the city center. Recently, they started making people who drive their cars downtown pay a daily fee. You have to pay $10 if you want to drive your car into the center between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. At the same time, they have raised the parking lot rates, so people think twice before they drive their car downtown.
3.
Traffic was a real problem around here. It moved so slowly. Last year, the government turned a bunch of streets downtown into one-way streets. This helped the traffic move more quickly. Special lanes on roads just for buses were built at the same time. If you're caught driving your car in a bus lane, you have to pay a fine, and it's a really high fine. Also, they passed a law last year that says you can only drive your car downtown 3 days a week. You have to display a special pass in your car that says which days you're allowed to drive downtown.
4.
Air pollution in our city was a huge problem, and we really need to lower the pollution in our city. I guess that's why the government started putting special bicycle lanes on the streets downtown. That way, people can ride their bikes to work instead of using their stinky cars. They also made a rule that says there must be at least 2 people in your car if you want to drive downtown during the week. They also ordered these amazing new pollution-free buses. They use electricity, so they don't put anything bad into the air.